on the pretext that it strengthens your teeth. That's ridiculous. You know what this stuff does to you?
All these words on this page without making a mistake. Look at the letter at the end and remember the sound it makes. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready to read this word the fast way. Get ready.
Kid.
Yes, kid. Sound it out. Get ready.
Kid.
Sound it out. Get ready.
Kid.
What word?
Kid.
Yes, kid. Boys and girls, sound this word out. Get ready.
Seal.
What word?
Seal.
Yes, steel. Read these words the fast way. Get ready.
Play.
Yes, play. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Let's read these words the fast way without making a mistake. Get ready.
Kite.
Yes, kite. Get ready.
Kit.
Yes, kit. Get ready.
Seal.
Yes, steel. Get ready.
Plane.
Yes, plane. Get ready.
Must.
Yes, must. Boys and girls, pick your reader up from under your seat. Open your book up to lesson 60 on page 153.
God created.
It really boils down to our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism. To our ability to accept. We don't need pessimism.
Excuse me.
And now I've got a problem because I say I believe in the spinning ball, but the scriptures consistently describe the earth as fixed, not moving on pillars, under a dome enclosure, within which, and this is what really got my attention, the sun, moon, and stars are contained inside the same firmament that the earth appears in Genesis in the creation account. And I don't know how many times I've taught this, the creation account and the creation science stuff, even in my Yahuwah Triangle series back in December.
So anyway, you're already going 1,000 miles an hour as a person by yourself. The Earth is traveling around the sun once per year. It's a trip of 584 million miles. To get the sun back to the exact same point in the sky every year, it has to go all the way around. That means the whole planet is flying at 66,667 miles an hour as a planet on top of your 1,000 miles an hour. You get where we're going?
So that kind of begs the question, how can I be sure that this mathematical reality isn't actually some kind of game or simulation?
So you've analogized yourself to Super Mario in a is this who you are?
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
So in your research, you found things that forced you to consider the likelihood that Somebody programmed us. Could you?
That's what you and I had a conversation where I pointed out that in my research I had found this very strange thing. Physicists, I like to say we all belong to a company called Equations R Us. And that's what brought me to this very stark realization that I could no longer say that people like Max were crazy. Or, stated another way, if you study physics long enough, you too can become crazy.
That's another, it's a corollary to that idea, yeah.
And I'm also a science fiction fan. Like Max talked about his encounter with Asimov. I was reading at age 8 as opposed to 13, sir.
Snap! Got off the slow start.
I was reading at age 8 a science fiction book by an author named Paul French, and some people in the audience might know that's a pseudonym for Isaac Asimov.
Oh.
So science fiction drove me into science in some sense, and then now in my 65th year of life, I find out I have to make friends with Max and people like that.
Triceratops is a super recognizable dinosaur, but we are basing our idea of our Triceratops on something that is not so solid. Howdy gang, Trace here. Thanks for watching D-News. I loved dinosaurs as a kid. Maybe you did too. One of my favorites was the Triceratops. It had these big spikes on its head, and it had like a shield carapace. Who was not here for that? Anyway, recently some research was published that said the Triceratops was not real. How did this happen? How did my childhood get tricked?
So just to clarify, so what you're saying is if simulating universes becomes a pastime among those who have access to highly powerful computers, and we are in a universe, we are probably in a simulated universe, even if one of those universes is actually real.
Right. That's basically,
Is that fair?
That's the fair summary, yeah. And if you're not sure at the end of the night whether you're actually simulated or not, my advice to you is go out there and live really interesting lives and do unexpected things so the simulators don't get bored and shut you down.
Is that the cause of death? Okay.
To think that I have the reputation of somebody with integrity that says what he means and means what he says and is being honest with the text. And I think I am. As far as I can tell, I am. And everybody that keeps trying to twist and manipulate the scripts to get a spinning ball, I don't think they are. I think they're putting their preconceived ideas on the text. But if you go back and read Genesis, it doesn't say that. In fact, the word firmament is rakia, I believe, is the word, and it means beaten down metal, like brass, to the point of highly polished brass, like a looking glass or a mirror. It's metal. And why does it have to be metal? Well, Scripture tells us in multiple places because Yahuwah's throne is on top of it. which is also in that Isaiah 40:22 scripture, is that he's sitting there on top of the circle of the earth, looking down on us, and we look like grasshoppers. But some of the other prophets describe his throne sitting on top of this thing, this firmament. We all got our biases to deal with. But I tried to say, okay, if I've never heard of a globe, I'm going to pretend I don't even know what a globe is. I've never even seen a ball. Would I get that out of the scriptures? And this much I am absolutely convinced of. There's no way that anybody coming to the scriptures without the preconceived notion of a spinning ball would ever get that idea from the scriptures. And so this is why I can't let go. People are like, Rob, move on. Come on. You're losing credibility. You're losing your audience. You're losing your reputation. I got all these people trying to tell me this, and I'm like, you know what? Credibility is the ability to infuse belief into somebody. Truth is truth. I'm less concerned about credibility than I am about truth. If I lose my credibility for going after truth, so be it. Whatever. I want to know what the truth is. So credibility, whatever. I don't care about that. And reputation, I would like to think that I have the reputation of somebody with integrity that says what he means and means what he says and is being honest with
The two things that concern me. One are those who just try to make this a political issue. Freedom. I have the freedom to kill you with my COVID.
Now we need to go and look in families to find those people who may be sick and remove them and isolate them.
I have the freedom to kill you with my COVID.
And isolate them in a
when
safe
it comes to how to deal with isolation and feelings like you're sort of helpless and cut off from everybody, it's hard to beat the experience of an astronaut.
So the 5G story is complete and utter rubbish.
If you're interested, we can get the meteorite before that, because that'll be more important.
It shows you, when you get up to altitude here, a little bit more clearly how it gets buffeted a little bit by the wind and how it very gently makes its way back and lands safely where it needs to be. And what's exciting about this is a flight that we've done hundreds, if not, thousands of times before.
Two things.
When it comes to how to deal with isolation and feelings like you're sort of helpless and cut off from everybody, it's hard to beat the experience of an astronaut.
Robert Anthony Coyle, born on Friday the 23rd of July to Robert McNamara Coyle and Doreen Shaw. Younger brother of Catherine Siobhan Shaw, who's married to James now. Hard to beat the experience of an astronaut. Hard to beat the experience of an astronaut. You have a crescent-shaped birthmark. Hard to beat the experience of an astronaut. So recently we were working with furniture and movies looked at game at a bud called Evan, who being sexually satisfied and did star. Cuts to my own image. You get on with it. You fucking That cut Nietzsche was wide by the mark when he said that I was deed. I'm no deed.
Not to leave.
Ta-da!
The atmosphere looks incredibly flat, fragile. Flat, 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 fragile. The atmosphere looks incredibly flat. The atmosphere looks incredibly flat. The atmosphere.
Thank you very much again. Thank you for your time. Have a good flight and many more exciting experiments on the orbit. Thanks a lot.
Incredibly flat.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
The atmosphere incredibly flat. The atmosphere looks incredibly flat.
From Mark Cameron. This is from Mark Cameron.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah. So
all
because
the
you can
time.
see, because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
When you look out into deep space away from the sun, it's the darkest black you can imagine. 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 Darkest black you can imagine.
Bullshit.
Ta-da!
The atmosphere looks incredibly flat, fragile. Flat, 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 fragile. atmosphere looks incredibly flat. The atmosphere looks incredibly flat. The atmosphere.
Thank you very much again. Thank you for your time. Have a good flight and many more exciting experiments on the orbit. Thanks a lot.
Incredibly flat.
Station, this is Houston ACR. That concludes the event.
In
Mark
space.
Cameron. This is from Mark Cameron.
Whilst in space, have you ever looked away from Earth into the black void?
Yeah. So
yeah,
yeah,
all
because
the
you can
time.
see.
Yeah,
because you can see the stars.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, and pretty much all the time you can see the stars.
Yeah. It's not a black void. I mean, it's black, but there's all kinds of little polka dots.
There's all the stars there, and the cool thing is about it, you can see it during the day.
When you look out into deep space away from the sun, it's the darkest black you can imagine. 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 Darkest black you can imagine.
Bullshit.
It's great to see that you're out enjoying life now as you normally. I'm okay. Did the room start to spin there, or was that me?
Out. Oh gosh,
Dude, and I forgot this message.
2000 classroom?
A covert operation by one country's operatives pretending to be from another country is a false this attack. It's called a false flag attack.
Add 840 billion to the economy and growing plants
in space.
Defending
Things
that add 840 billion to the economy and growing plants in space.
That's just the.
I think there's one with a little bird in the tree. He's talking to the dog, and he's very upset. And the dog says, "What's wrong?" And the bird says, "Well, you know, I'm thinking about yesterday and this and that, and I'm worried about what's going to happen in a week, 2 weeks, about the future. What do I do? What do I do?" And the dog just looks at him and says, "Stop thinking." So how do I, you know, it seems you try to stop thinking, but and you read all this and you try to practice it in any given situation. I find that in order to get closer to practicing it or even practice it, it's causing a lot of thoughts to happen. So it's a different kind of thoughts, or that I should break that kind of habit, and if so, how? Thank you.
Sing the Irish national anthem with me. 3, 2, 1. They take a job, they take a women, they pee in the pool, when they go swimming, they live in the house, the government give them the foreigners. They take a job, they take a women, they pee in the pool, when they go swimming, they live in the house, the government give them the foreigners.
watching. How y'all doing? Yo, what world D? What up, man? On a plane, what up? Make sure y'all good up in here. Psychic Warrior. Yeah, what's up, everybody? Yeah, good looks tuning in. Got a little bit of time. Might as well jam out for a little Barkley open out, trapped in fear. We are afraid that someone's got to care. All that you have, you've got to share. You'll never laugh or cry all of your tears. Rivers sight. Stand still or run, the fire is coming. Black is the heart that sees children for culling. The snake in the grass, your lover is coming. No shame in your mind, the master is running. And the ship's going down, soon there'll be nothing. Lost in the gallows to the sounds of the drumming. And the sweat on the floor as the master is coming. And the heroes not hurt, no one sees nothing wrong. I never forget your face. Only hope you remember mine. I never forget your face. Only hope you remember mine. And the stars now bowing in the presence of love, cutting the throats of the evils to come. The spirits of liars who I thought they'd won, lost in the sands as the scorpion stung. And the sun's going down, the ship's going under. The sound like your voice will be thunder. 1,000 years clouds and wonder. What were they thinking as they come asunder? I never forget your face. Only hope you remember mine. I never forget your face. Only hope you remember mine.
A puppet dictatorship?
Yes and no.
For 15 years now, the Congress, you think, has not been under your control?
Yes, maybe.
Oh. Here we go, Robert.
Omicron. Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron. Omicron.
Omicron.
got a glimpse of is CBS News science and futurist contributor and theoretical physicist Michio Kaku. All right, Professor Kaku, so can you explain, first of all, what antimatter is and how is it different from the matter that we interact with every day?
Well, there's a Nobel Prize out there if you can figure out how this thing works. I love anti-CBS.
But when critics say you can't do this, your answer to them is, we've done it.
He's done it in partnership with NASA, which has given SpaceX technical advice and a contract worth up to $1.6 billion, mostly for 12 cargo flights to the space station. But SpaceX's lack of experience bothers some NASA legends like Apollo astronauts Neil Armstrong and Gene Cernan. They've testified to Congress that the Obama administration's drive to commercialize space could compromise safety and eventually cost the taxpayers.
Now is the time to overrule this administration's pledge to mediocrity.
You know, there are American heroes who don't like this idea. Neil Armstrong, Gene Cernan have both testified against commercial spaceflight in the way that you're developing it, and I wonder what you think of that.
I was very sad to see that, because those guys are, those guys are heroes of mine, so it's really tough. I wish they would come and visit and see the hardware that we're doing here. And I think that would change their mind. It's difficult.
Did you expect them to cheer you on?
So they're hoping they would.
What are you trying to prove to them?
What I'm trying to do is to make a significant difference in spaceflight and help make spaceflight accessible to almost anyone. And I would hope for as much support in that direction as we can receive.
So what you see behind me is the world's first fully reusable rocket. You've seen rockets lift off, but you've never seen one land before.
You can imagine that if planes were not reusable, very few people would fly. 747 is about $300 million. You'd need 2 of them for a round trip. And yet I don't think anyone here has paid $500 million to fly.
It's like getting in your 747 and flying across the country and then throwing the 747 away. You only use it one time.
Jeff who?
It will dramatically reduce the cost of space exploration, some estimate by 100-fold.
About 100-fold.
So what does this mean for the future of space exploration that you pulled this off?
Well, what we've done is we've demonstrated that it's possible.
But he was also very quick to point out the difference between space and orbit, suggesting that perhaps what Blue Origin pulled off is somewhat easier. Is he right about that?
No, he's not. What SpaceX is trying to do is actually very similar.
You're obviously a very competitive person. You're competing with the likes of Jeff Bezos in...
Jeff who?
Finally tonight, that Tesla and that dummy floating somewhere in space tonight. But is David Bowie still playing?
They are the images that left us in awe. A mannequin in a spacesuit riding in Elon Musk's red Tesla Roadster, blasting David Bowie, while the car blasts through space. Many tonight asking some of the same questions. Is Bowie's song really going to play forever? It turns out it played on loop inside that Tesla for about 6 hours before the battery died. And after the picture-perfect takeoff, those 3 boosters too, we watched 2 of them land back home perfectly. And tonight, the 3rd we now know, missing its target by about 300 feet, crashing into the ocean.
It hit the water at 300 miles an hour and took out 2 of the engines on the drone ship.
Elon Musk revealing that the rocket carrying that Tesla, originally on a mission to Mars, now on a trajectory toward the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter, where it could stay in orbit for millions, if not billions of years.
Maybe discovered by some future alien race, thinking, what the heck, what were these guys doing? Did they worship this car?
6,000 employees cheering on that launch back at Mission Control outside Los Angeles. We've taken you there before for Made in America, sending supplies up to the International Space Station in a capsule made here.
And this right here?
This is the Dragon capsule.
American-made, American engines sent into orbit.
And that's the first time a private company had ever done that.
And I think the windows are very telling, aren't they?
Yes.
It's sort of a hint of what you plan on doing.
It is, absolutely.
They want Americans looking through those windows one day. But for now, just a man